Hello YouTube, I've got a new bike. It's a Honda CRF.
Is that 250? Is it 250?
Where was I? Okay, yeah, so the Honda CRF250L is my new bike. Received it yesterday. Thinking behind it is that I'm going to attempt to do some trail riding. Sounds like something that should be a lot of fun. You know, I've seen a few people here on YouTube who've been doing it. So I'd like to give it a go. After much deliberation and a lot of research, I've come to the conclusion that this would be a good option for a number of reasons. Mostly is the price. Actually, there's a couple of things that really sold it to me. This is a 2013, so it's 7 years old. Got it for £3,000, which comparing to everything, all the other sort of, you know, models of similar age, or in fact any age, this was the cheapest one on, I think, Auto Trader was where I saw it. Ended up buying it from a dealership, Doughball Motorcycles, who delivered it to me yesterday. So I did actually buy this bike without having ever seen it or even sat on it before. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I took the seat off earlier. That's the only screw. Oh, it's screwed in, so that's fine. Yeah, so there's a couple of extras on the bike which I didn't know about, and I was thinking of doing these myself. So I'm glad I waited for the bike to arrive, because I almost went ahead and bought new sprockets, front and rear, something which seems to be very common upgrade, is to shorten the gearing to get better low end sort of grunt. There's a rear sprocket by Rental on it. It's 42. Yes, it's 42 tooth sprocket. So that's 2 teeth up from the stock 40 teeth, and there's a standard 14 tooth front sprocket which is under here. I'm going to change that. I've ordered a 13 tooth, so I think that will give it probably the best trade-off of low end grunt whilst preserving some of the top speed, which isn't very much to begin with. I did go for a ride yesterday, and top speed indicated on the dash I reached was 80, which I think the GPS said 72, so it's about 10%, you know, roughly 10% off. And then that's going to be even further off once I change the front sprocket. So I'm going to calibrate the speedo once I've changed the front sprocket. I also put this on, little luggage rack, which I bought off eBay, and I think it comes from I think it's a Honda part. So it comes from Thailand, where the bike was built, and amazingly I ordered it on Sunday afternoon, and it's arrived today, which is Thursday, and Thursday morning, so it's less than 4 days coming from Thailand, which is pretty good. So let's go for a little ride and tell you my thoughts. I've got a new helmet on. I've not mounted the camera before, so hopefully the view is okay, and hopefully the sound is okay. So yeah, as I mentioned, the speedo is reading about 10% higher than true speed, so it's flattering me a little bit at the moment. If you've seen any of my other videos from the past year, you'll see that I ride a Harley Sportster 1200. So to say that this bike is a bit different is an understatement, really. I mean, first of all, it's about half the weight. So I think if I remember right, the curb weight, the wet weight of this bike is about 155 kilos, and again, if I remember rightly, my other bike is 305 kilos wet. so that's certainly a nice change. But then of course there's trade-off regarding the power. I mean, I don't know the horsepower figures of this bike, it's around about 20. Which, to be honest, I think is only, which is about probably only, it's probably at least half of my other bike, half the weight. Although that it's a 1200cc, so it's got lots, you know, it's got a lot of torque. So yes, this, in terms of speed, is not going to set the world on fire by any means, but I would say, you know, I've only ridden it, as I totaled, about 2 hours since yesterday. But well, a wheelie, you know, I really enjoy it. Oh, someone's asked me to do a wheelie. Yeah, I can't do a can't do a wheelie. Yeah, I'll pretend I'm cool. I'm not doing it because I don't want to. So as you will realise from this video already, I seem to draw attention from youths. I'm in my late 20s now, so I can say that I don't think I'm in that age bracket anymore, being youth. And someone who is in that age bracket would never use the term youth, so I'm definitely not one of those. But yeah, when I was looking at my options for a sort of entry-level bike that I could use for green laning or trail riding, there aren't really many dual sports that are still imported to the UK, as far as I can tell. Obviously I didn't have to go for a dual sport, I could have got a more dirt specific one. The other thing which again drew me to this bike was the fact that this is essentially a road bike. It's got normal service interval, so I think you're talking about 8,000 miles for the first major service before anything has to be looked at, other than the initial sort of 600 miles which you get on seemingly on all bikes. I could have gone for something a bit more powerful, but like I said, I want to use this off-road. I've never done any off-roading, although I did do motocross as a kid. I was pretty scared and pretty shit at it, so to be honest, I don't know if much of it's changed. I feel less scared of doing it. Obviously I want to give it a go again. I don't think there's much point in getting a more powerful bike, really, because I won't be using it. General consensus is that yes, this is a slow bike. So I was expecting it to be slow, but maybe because the rear sprocket has been changed, so maybe it's a bit better, but I'm not, I'll tell you what, it's not too slow. It will be too slow for the motorway, but around town, doing things, you know, going around places like this, light is unintimidating, which is due to lack of power, but the way that it delivers the power is really smooth. But anyway, once you get sort of mid-range or higher up in the rev range, it is a lot better, sort of around third, fourth gear, when if you're overtaking sort of 30-40 miles per hour, or even up to around 50 miles an hour, you can overtake people fairly comfortably. So sort of, you know, around town and things is great. And I know compared to other bikes that people might buy to take on the trails, this is a bit heavier, well, quite a bit heavier. I'm used to a big old lump of a Harley Davidson, so watch this space, I suppose, once I start taking this on a bit of dirt, and when I undoubtedly have to pick it up 50 times. But I mean, if anything, it's good exercise. So I suppose if you want to check back, hopefully in the near future I will be releasing some videos of some trail riding. I'm sure that should be entertaining, because it'll be entertaining at my expense, I'm sure, but regardless, you know, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you soon.